Someone needs to do something.
In the way of that, you're going to hinder her success.
What would make tonight feel more date-like?
Do you wonder who the real Emma is?
I have a little surprise for you.
What kind of person are you?
Stick around and find out. What's going on, Dad?
I guess I'll start hoping they redeem Drew soon. Who knows? Everyone seems to hate him, except for Willow, that genius. And let's be real, when that happens, it usually means the character's about to get killed off. While I wouldn't exactly shed a tear for Drew, it would suck for the actor to get canned right after losing his house to the California wildfires. So sure, let's hope they start redeeming him, because right now, he's insufferable. Also, more Carly and Brennan, please. I was so disappointed when I heard they recast Jack, but then, oh wait, yes, please, keep him coming. Handsome guy, totally made the role his own, and let's be real, he and Carly have some serious chemistry. Now Drew, can't stand him, but you know who I loathe even more? Portia. Watching her sweat over Drew's secret about her deception is chef's kiss. She deserves to lose both her license and Curtis. Portia's in this mess all on her own. She tampered with Heather's medical records, and now it's all coming back to bite her. First, Brad used it against her, then Selena got involved, and now Drew's using it to stick it to Curtis. This is what happens when you mess with the wrong people, Portia. Now, Christina knows about some of Sonny's health issues. Will she keep pushing for the full story, or will she just enjoy the drama? Oh, and Emma? She grew up fast, like really fast. It feels like she just popped up out of nowhere. I swear, she went from being a little kid to whatever she is now in the blink of an eye. I kind of wish they'd bring Nicholas' son back, remember him? The smart, funny little kid who disappeared into the void. I think he was sent off to school. He's probably in his 20s now. Meanwhile, Emma started out stealing. Not exactly the most glamorous introduction for Anna Devane's granddaughter, but hey, it could turn into something decent. As for Curtis, please, for the love of everything, don't write that article. I don't need to see that. Portia really needs to come clean about everything, especially to Rick. Maybe he can talk to Laura. Laura's the pro at working the system. She could probably get her sentence knocked down a bit thanks to Drew's blackmailing. And don't get me started on Eva. She's totally going to spill the beans to Portia about Drew and Nina. And you just know Portia's going to use it against Drew. Can't wait to see that train wreck unfold. I'm still in shock that Carly and Brennan finally hooked up, but the real bombshell? Joss is working for the WSB now, and her first mission? To kill Valentine. Like, that's not a small thing, you know? And Willow, really? She's accusing Sasha of going after Jason's money? Even if it was his baby, they weren't even married. It's like the con woman versus the cult woman. Still prefer Sasha though, except for her getting involved with Sidwell. That's a mess waiting to happen. Honestly, it's just hard for me to get behind Carly and Brennan as a couple now. It's not even just because of the recast, though sure, that's a tiny part of it. But the real issue? What he did with Jocelyn was just gross. Maybe the previous actor could have sold it to me better, but now? Brennan's just sleaze. Total sleaze. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. So how about that totally believable love scene between Carly and Brennan, Jack? Can you feel the chemistry? Or, you know, the awkward silence that was definitely supposed to be there. Marco, oh, he was super engaging. He didn't mention a thing about himself. Just listen to Lucas drone on about his ex-husband for an entire hour. And just when you think it's all over, he's so into the conversation that he really wants to head up to Lucas' room. Real subtle, Marco. Definitely not how flirting works, but sure, let's go with that. And can we talk about Lulu for a second? Is it just me, or did she absolutely pretending her son doesn't exist? Poor Rocco. I felt for him when Lulu claimed he was avoiding her. It's actually the other way around, honey. You're the one avoiding him. Speaking of oddities, Where did Emma find the exact same book Spencer gave Trina? Did they just have a magical bookstore that stocks the rarest of items? Seems like the universe is pulling some strings for drama. Oh, and the cherry on top, Valentine, he's back. I can already feel the tension brewing. Apparently, he's coming back with a vengeance to take down Brennan. Good luck with that, buddy. Please, for the love of all that is holy, don't let Carly sleep with Jack. I can already hear the collective groan of fans when she finds out he had Joss involved with the WSB. If that happens, we're all doomed to a whole new level of cringe. And call me crazy, but Jack Brennan's actually starting to grow on me. I guess there's hope for him yet. But the real win? Valentine in the opening credits. I'm here for it. Can't wait for his epic return. It's going to drive Lulu crazy, especially since she really wants Charlotte all to herself. Newsflash, Lulu, Charlotte needs her papa. Get over it. Christina's really got her dad figured out, huh? Good for her, I guess. Spoilers are saying Michael's coming back soon, though they're being weirdly quiet about whether they're recasting him since Chad's busy doing theater stuff now. Also, spoilers claim Drew's beef with the Quartermains is going to be the thing that finally drives Monica to the grave. Can't wait to see how that turns out. Okay, speaking of soap opera nonsense, here's a thought. Who would you say would absolutely ruin the show if they were gone? Besides Sunny, because duh. For me, it's Carly. Can't imagine the drama without her. I know this is a soap, so realism isn't exactly top priority here. But seriously, how has the whole sitting congressman dating his nephew's not-yet ex-wife thing not made headlines? They haven't exactly been keeping it under wraps. It's 2025. People have phones that take videos. This is not the 90s anymore. Someone should have posted this on TikTok by now. And then there's Rick, who's just a walking mood killer. Like, dude, seriously? You could have emailed those papers instead of storming in like the world's most dramatic delivery guy. He knows Lucky's getting close to Elizabeth, and he's basically throwing a tantrum about it. We get it, Rick. You're salty. Let it go. And Carly, always in the thick of it. Why in the world would she even think about teaming up with Nina? I mean, Nina's done worse than Drew. She stole a baby and kept Sunny away from Carly. And don't get me started on Sasha. If Willow ends up back with Michael and finds out he has a kid while still married, Sasha's going to be the absolute worst. She and Drew both messed around with married people. Like, really? Ever heard the saying, every accusation is a confession? People tend to assume others think like they do. So when Willow accuses Sasha of being after Michael's key money, it honestly makes me think maybe Willow was more motivated by the money than she's ever admitted. I mean, I used to like Willow, but between her and Sasha, Willow's the bigger gold digger in this scenario. Sorry, not sorry. On a totally unrelated note, heads up for anyone in FL, MS, AL, and TN today. It's an all-alert weather day. Local affiliates might cut into general hospital coverage, so don't be surprised if you miss an episode. Local news says they'll start storm coverage around 10 a.m. Central, so keep an eye out. Also, thoughts and prayers to anyone in the storm's path. Now, Portia, she's seriously testing my patience. I actually warmed up to her after not liking her initially, but this latest move. Ridiculous. She's letting Drew blackmail her instead of just coming clean to Curtis. Does she not understand that blackmail doesn't have an expiration date? Drew will have her under his thumb until she calls his bluff. It's just stupid. At this point, she deserves to lose Curtis. And while we're talking about things that make no sense, Maxie suddenly claiming she never liked Drew. Really, everyone liked Drew until like 6 months ago. A little consistency would be nice, writers, just a tiny bit. And then Willow, with her over-the-top comparison of Sasha having a baby with Jason, Michael's other uncle, as she called him, to her own affair. Girl, please, that's just so reaching, it's embarrassing. So Portia won't tell Curtis about Drew's blackmail because Curtis hates liars. but she's okay forcing him to cover for whatever shady thing Drew is doing? This is the logic we're going with. Seriously, for a doctor, her thinking is way off. Oh, and just to put this out there, I'm not gay, but I think General Hospital could use a few more gay kisses. Just to normalize it and get everyone to stop overreacting. It's 2025, people, get with the program. Lastly, has anyone else noticed that the Who Killed Cyrus plot just disappeared? We all know Joss did it, Brennan covered it up, and Jason was the prime suspect. Then Jason just runs off to Argentina with a completely useless police commissioner? Is this just going to get dropped like Sonny's murder of Kate's? Classic. And whatever happened to Terry and Yuri's romance, they were. Poor Taggart. Let's all shed a tear for the guy who spent the first 20 years of Trina's life as her father, legally, emotionally, in every sense except for the one where the writers decide to pretend he doesn't exist anymore. Now he's just been quietly erased from the picture. Trina, she's all about Curtis now, calling him Dad, acting like he raised her, while she, Curtis, and Portia, the queen of hypocrisy herself, live in their happy little family bubble, completely ignoring the guy who was there for 2 decades. But let's be real, Taggart is Trina's father. Period. DNA tests in Port Charles? Please, those are practically useless. So don't be surprised if Trina randomly develops some rare disease that only Taggart's blood can cure. That would be just too perfect. And before anyone tries to tell me Michael's infidelity wasn't really his fault, let's remember, it wasn't some calculated move. No, it was the emotional wreckage of Willow kissing Drew. That totally justified his drunken decision to sleep with Sasha, who was also drowning in her own emotional chaos thanks to her mess with Cody. Was Willow's first kiss with Drew an accident? Maybe, but the second one? Oh, that was a choice, for sure. So, apparently Marco isn't who he says he is. Place your bets. JS and Associates is totally Jen Sidwell's front, and Marco is probably his son, Elio, with Natalia. Anyone willing to take that gamble? But hey, if it is Elio, can we at least make it a little more interesting? Because I gotta be honest, the whole guy hooking up with another guy who spent their entire date whining about their ex thing. Not exactly my idea of a hot time. Why does every relationship Lucas gets into start with a drunk hookup? I mean, can we please have a little variety? And seriously, Marco could not have been turned on by watching Lucas mope around the bar, sobbing over his ex-husband. Lucas was giving off major anti-Fox Me vibes, and it was honestly painful to watch. I'm sure Marco was thrilled by that. Super sexy. Roll_eyes. Look, I'd be all for Marco being Elio, if we didn't already meet his gay sister, Blaze. 2 gay kids in one family? Come on, that's just too much. I am, however, kind of excited to see Lucas maybe moving on from Brad. Here's hoping this new guy doesn't turn out to be just as morally bankrupt as Brad was. Lucas deserves so much better than that. But back to Marco. How is it that Lucas, while totally trashed, thinks spilling his entire sad life story to a stranger is some kind of turn-on? I just don't get it. Seriously, is that really the kind of stuff that makes Marco go, wow, I'm so into this? Or was Marco just looking for a one-night hookup and didn't care about the sob story? Maybe I should give it a try next time I'm sitting alone at a bar, get hammered, start crying about my ex, and see if that works. But yeah, Marco was definitely up to something. Dude was way too into every little detail of Lucas's life. I almost felt like I was watching a therapy session. Either Marco's just trying to sleep with him, which honestly I kind of doubt, or he's planning to use Lucas. Emma was looking surprisingly great today. For some reason, she reminded me of the last actress who played her. Maybe it was the way she was holding herself, or maybe I was just getting déjà vu. Her scene with Gio was, well, nice enough, I guess, but the part that really stuck with me was when he asked, "Who's the real Emma?" and she replied that she wished she knew. Oh, how original. Sounds like someone's living a double life, doesn't it? Not a spy, of course. I mean, who would even think that? But still, there's something off about her. It's almost like she's hiding some big secret. Maybe something traumatic happened in her past, and she's not about to spill the details anytime soon. She did get into some trouble at school after all. Who knows what else is lurking beneath the surface? Guess we'll find out eventually. Or maybe we won't, if she keeps up with this whole mysterious and vague act. So Sasha had her doctor's appointment yesterday. What's everyone's guess on the gender of baby Gilmore Corinthos? I'm hoping for a girl, but honestly, who knows at this point? And when do we think the viewers will get to know? I'm on the edge of my seat. Or not. Considering her last pregnancy was a boy, I'm calling it definitely a girl this time. Normally, I'd be excited about the big reveal, but I can't say I'm thrilled about how they've turned Sasha into such a total buzzkill lately. Like, is she a soap character or a walking, talking mood swing? It'd be nice if it's a girl, mainly because her first kid was a boy, and that whole thing was painful enough that she might start associating the new baby with the one she lost. Kind of like she did with that creepy doll. Yikes. But here's the kicker. This baby isn't even Brando's, so can we please leave the Brando connections in the past? Let's not drag him into this. Enough already. Honestly, it would be so refreshing if the writers actually gave a nod to Monica in a decent, respectful way. I mean, with Michael's baby on the way, it seems like the perfect opportunity for a little family tribute, right? Maybe a little MJ moment, but I mean, who am I kidding? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.